Ich die Scheiße an Bord oder nicht? Wenn ich mich wieder dagegen entscheide, wird sie sauer.
You have to hear me out, Captain. I lost my eyes because of you. And still, I've always stood by you. But if you bring those things on board, I'll have no choice but to resign.
If they're taken to the Intrigen, they will be forced into new bodies, brought back to life in a way they never asked for.
They're not living beings, but they're still dangerous. And if you don't make decisions to protect us, you're gonna end up like Solano. You, me, the entire crew. We're all next.
Oh, scheiße.
2 minutes and counting. It's headed straight toward the vault. The Aphelion is coming into view now, Captain.
On screen.
Dann wollen wir mal gucken, wie das Ding aussieht. Ich würde ja vielleicht einfach mal die Sternenflotte rufen und mal eine Unterstützung holen oder so.
Arrival at the second vault in less than a minute.
Boah, scheiße, was meinen jetzt?
I would remind you, those life forms are to come, not science, to come. They're not your enemy.
Right or wrong, history will judge you for this moment.
Scheiße, was meinen jetzt? Weil an sich hat sie ja recht, die Dinger sind verdammt gefährlich, aber er hat auch recht. Es sind Tekon, keine Erben der Flamme. Kacke. Gehe ich das Risiko ein? Und beam die Dinger an Bord? Ist sie weg. Beam ich sie nicht an Bord, wird er sauer. Besonders weil ich den Scheiß halt zerstöre. Scheiße, ich meine, was würdet ihr machen? Zerstören wir die Dinger oder beamen wir sie an Bord? Mal letzten Endes ja mal überlegen, die haben ja schon etliche davon mitgenommen. Haben sie eben gerade gesagt. Das heißt, sie haben schon genug, um Leute zu transformieren. Gerade jetzt in diesem Augenblick. An Bord. Das heißt, egal, ob ich die Dinge jetzt zerstöre oder nicht, es wird trotzdem etliche. Nee. Die hat halt gar keinen Bock. Ist die Entscheidung gerade scheiße. Ich tendiere gerade dazu, sie an Bord zu beamen. Weil ich glaube nicht, dass er sich auf die Seite von denen stellt. Ich würde auch sagen, beamen, das Wissen, was die Föderation vielleicht kriegen könnte von Tekon selbst, ist viel zu groß. Und eine ganze Zivilisation zu vernichten, auch wenn sie nur so da ist, geht gegen alles.
Transport the storage crystals aboard the Resolute.
Did I hear that right?
That's an order.
Ich weiß zwar nicht, wie wir diese ganzen Dinger gerade bei uns auf das Schiff kriegen, aber
The storage crystals are on board. Cargo bay.
war schon.
Thank you. I won't forget this.
you realize what you've done. We don't need another captain who's gonna risk our lives just to feed their ego. This ship and this crew come first.
Lieutenant,
Es ist unsere Pflicht.
This isn't about me. It's our duty as Starfleet officers to protect life, wherever and however we find it. And I couldn't let them fall into Galvin and Sidron's hands. I had to do it this way.
And to think, I used to look up to you.
Ja.
the Aphelion is targeting us, approaching rapidly.
They hit us with that bioforming ray, and it's over. Maximum warp. Get us out of here.
Where, Captain?
Anywhere but here. Now!
Abfahrt! Rückkehr. Hm.
There they are!
Yay! We are back. Ah, schön. Vielleicht kann Portal sie befragen.
Thank you. I'm not sure one of my kind would have done for you what you did for me. I did not expect a show of mercy. I hoped, but you could have just as easily left me to my fate.
I didn't do it for you. I did it because it was the right thing to do.
Ja, Mann!
I don't understand it, but I'm glad you did.
Now that we're safe on your ship,
Hm.
I think you were right to bring her. Things seem a little different now than they did in the heat of battle. There's more than one way to deal with messy situations.
Ja. Ich wollte es nicht bereuen.
You can't save everyone, but you can try. Didn't want to regret this one.
And you've spared me some regret as well. Maybe there is hope.
Ah, der mag uns.
No surprises here. But your shoulders separated. If you come with me to sickbay, we can get you fixed up in no time.
Thank you. I'll find you afterwards.
You two, check in at your stations. This thing isn't over yet.
Oh, oh. Ja, sehr schön. Jetzt sind wir wieder als unterwegs. Bin ich mal gespannt. So, was können wir denn? Wir können da
She was a good little escape pod.
eine kleine gute Rettungskapsel.
Want another ride like that anytime soon.
Was mit ihr?
You're really making us proud out there, Diaz. The lower
Ooh.
decks don't get a lot of glory.
Well, I'm just getting started.
Lol. Was haben wir hier noch so? Nichts. Den können wir noch reden?
Tell me, did any crew from the Zeldi survive?
Well, since the Lydian ships have no escape pods, I think it was just us.
I see.
No.
That's... I had a partner on board. After this mission, she and I were meant to.
Boah, also Marcy, es kommt drauf an, wann in TNG. Generell ja. Ich glaube, in der letzten Folge hat er schon die Captains-Rang. Also ja, drei sind richtig.
All that matters now is making the Tekon pay for what they've done.
We'll stop them. I promise.
So, was gibt's hier?
Diaz.
Yeah?
Did you see our people over there? Miranda?
Kapoor, Hauser?
We saw Miranda and Kapoor, but they're bioformed. And as far as I know, there's no way to undo it.
That means they're not our friends anymore.
If they attack us,
We'll have to stop them. No matter what it takes.
Ja.
yeah. I guess we have to be ready for that.
Aber zum Hauptteil ist er Commander gewesen, also 3 Sterne.
I can't believe it, but I'm actually looking forward to seeing Chobok. Not that I'd expect this kind of welcome from him, but I can just imagine the look on his face.
You know what? I want to see him too. It'll be nice to get one piece of normalcy.
I'm sure we can count on him for that.
I can't believe it. You evaded the Takan, ejected their warp cores, and lived to talk about it.
That about sums it up.
They're going to be teaching this at the academy for years to come. I mean it. Everybody's going to learn how you pulled it off.
Ich weiß nicht.
At the academy? Oh, well, I wouldn't know about that.
After this, you'll probably get a personal invitation to show them how it's done. I heard about Belle. Is Miranda?
As far as we know, she's still out there.
Well, I know Captain Rydek will do her best to get her back.
Hold on. Rydek? What about Captain Solano?
He was turned into a Takan. Rydek had to take over. She's a hell of an officer, but none of us have been up against anything like this.
Oha.
No one has. Not in 500,000 years.
Wir müssen alle helfen.
We'll just have to step up and work that much harder to help Captain Rydek.
It's gonna take all of us.
Yes.
Talk to you later.
It is agreeable to see you again.
Is that so?
It was by no means a certainty that you would return to duty here,
No, it was not.
but it was my sincere hope you would.
It is agreeable to see you as well, sir.
I concur.
You should know your absence has left engineering terribly short-handed. During your sojourn, this department has fallen unacceptably behind schedule on both regular and irregular duties.
There's been a whole lot of irregularity going around.
I am stating facts, not looking for excuses.
I gotta admit, it's a little flattering.
Alles klar, Korfis. Viel Spaß im Glück.
I'll take that as a compliment.
I believe factors other than your absence were also to blame. Normally, I would assign you to one of the many pressing repair tasks. But, given your experience on board the Zeldi, I have suggested you join the senior staff briefing as we determine our next course of action. You can commence your maintenance shift afterwards.
Wortgefecht. Jetzt wird's interessant.
Major Starlet Arminta?
Ah, yes. I met him at the negotiations.
I never would have imagined I'd be here, on the same ship, working together with our oppressors. But now that I am, I can imagine a future where the Hotari and Elidians are no longer enemies. I'd always hoped for peace, but it seems so far away. There's still a lot of bad blood.
Well,
Aber ich werde helfen.
way I can help, let me know.
I'll take you up on that. It's good to have the support of a Starfleet captain, I'm sure.
It's coming along nicely. Thank you, Tylus. I'll take it from here.
Oha.
We're almost done.
I have to brief Ambassador Spock in a few minutes.
Ambassador Spock can wait. You have some fences to mend. Personally, I'm against the needless destruction of innocent life forms. So I'm glad you transported the Draconian crystals onto the ship. But Lieutenant Bedrosian obviously feels otherwise.
Yep.
And right now, you need the full support of your bridge crew. Being an effective leader requires trust. But an issue as divisive as this can create discord.
I still need and value contrary opinions. I don't want everyone agreeing with me when they feel otherwise.
Oh, you'll know when Lieutenant Bedrosian doesn't agree with something. She's not shy about making her opinion known. It's been a chaotic last few days for everyone. You need to name a new first officer in preparation for what's coming. You'll have to work to regain Lieutenant Bedrosian's trust. But if she's removed from consideration, it comes down to Westbrook or Ermot. Obviously, there are pros and cons with each, but ultimately, the decision is yours. Commander Westbrook has seniority and was hoping to be Captain Solano's first officer. Ermot has the knowledge and experience that makes him more than qualified. You really couldn't go wrong with either of them.
To be honest, Lieutenant Bedrosian feels like the perfect fit for the position.
I would otherwise agree. But given what happened, that'll take some work on your part. You're as good as new.
Thank you, Dr. Duvall.
Always nice to have a captive audience. You really shouldn't keep Ambassador Spock waiting.
Ach ja.
Captain.
I'll meet you inside.
I'm here to officially tender my resignation from the crew of the USS Resolute.
Denied.
I cannot in good conscience continue to serve aboard this ship. Not while the interests of the enemy take precedent over the safety of the crew.
Listen, Lieutenant. I understand how you feel, and I respect your opinion. You're one of the most valuable officers on the bridge, which is why I cannot accept your resignation.
I'm sorry, Captain, but I expected as much. Which is why I already submitted my letter of resignation to Starfleet
Oh mein
Command.
Gott.
My door is always open if you change your mind.
Ambassador Spock via subspace shortly.
Thank you, Mr. Ermot.
I'll notify Lieutenant Bedrosian we're about to begin.
That won't be necessary.
Petty officers Diaz and Edsolar have first-hand experience with our adversaries. I thought it advantageous for them to join this briefing. I understand this is unusual, but I trust you have no objections.
Talk about moving up in the world. Not that I'm surprised in the least.
Excellent idea, Mr. Chovak. They deserve to be here.
Ja, Mann.
In all seriousness, what Diaz and Edsolar accomplished aboard the Zeldi is nothing short of remarkable. They're both to be commended, not only for surviving against incredible odds, but for helping our efforts against these scions.
You know, Carter deserves most of the credit. None of us would have made it without his help. We'd all be bioformed by this point.
Könnte ich selber sagen.
Same thing about Edsolar here. She deserves as much of the credit as I do.
It's like a mutual admiration society.
Ambassador Spock is ready for you.
Put him through.
Captain Rydek, your recent change in station certainly warrants mention, and I trust you to faithfully execute your expanded duties. Right now, we must keep our attention on the clear and present danger that lies ahead, the Takan and their warship. The closest populations are the Hotari and Elydian systems, and they are likely the first targets for mass bioforming. After that lies Federation space.
Yep.
I have advised Starfleet Command to send an impromptu battle group to intercept and assist you, but that will take time. You are our first line of defense.
Ach, wer hätte es erwartet?
And with our shield algorithms compromised, we are at a great disadvantage. Of course, you know that as well as I do.
I'm glad to hear the battle group is en route, Ambassador. With what we're up against, we're gonna need all the help we can get.
And you will have it.
Aha.
Remember, our strength is drawn from our
together towards a common goal.
Have we made any progress in finding a way to defend ourselves from the Aphilion's bioforming weapon?
Currently, our shields will not protect us, but I am compiling all of the information the away team gathered on the Zeldi and cross-referencing it against our own as well as Portal 6-3's methods.
The away team is sitting right here. They survived without getting bioform, so we know it's possible. So, what's the secret? How do we defend ourselves? Is there a weakness we can exploit? Something we can do to avoid getting bioformed?
I wish I could tell you the solution, but the truth is, there is no easy answer. There's no defense against bioforming, one-on-one or on a mass scale. At least, not that I know of.
May not be able to stop it, but it might be possible to slow it down. It's too soon to say for sure, but we've had some promising indications that Duridium can delay the bioforming process.
Duridium?
It's not a cure. It's not going to bring anyone back we've already lost. But Duridium is a cell stabilizer, so it has the potential to slow down the onset of physical and mental changes, if not entirely prevent them. And might be the only ship in the fleet with this much Duridium on hand. In fact, a lot of ships wouldn't have any.
You say that it slows the process, but this doesn't actually stop the Takan from taking over, does it?
Correct. I can't be 100% certain, but it appears this is only a short-term solution. Also, it requires a much larger dose to be effective. We don't have enough Duridium on board to protect the whole crew. We barely have enough to protect everyone in this room.
Sounds like it won't do us much good then.
The use case I'd suggest is that it could buy a little time for an officer or a small group to complete a task or mission. But it has to be taken at the moment of exposure to the bioforming mechanism.
So.
Prepare a delivery method for this remedy.
That raises the question. What is the mission?
Das ist eine gute Frage.
Assuming the Aphelion uses shields of some kind, I don't expect it will be easy to bypass their defenses.
We may not be able to block the Aphelions' attack either. But if they do strike, we know their weapon uses transporter technology. We might be able to backtrack their signal path.
Like we did to evacuate Captain Rydek from Tau.
Exactly. We could send an away team onto the Aphelion.
So we could destroy it from the inside.
Not exactly sure how, but that's the idea.
I think Portal could still help us. If he can't get a first-hand look at the Aphelion, he might be able to identify a weakness.
After sparing the remnants of his civilization, I should hope he'd help us.
He will.
Und das auszugehen.
Prepare a boarding party, if it comes to that.
Petty Officers Edsalar and Diaz are the logical choices to lead any away mission to the Aphelion. They have already crippled one enemy ship. If anyone can do so again, it is them.
This isn't like the engineering mission that took you to the Zeldi. Do you really have some special insights that a tactical team wouldn't?
Doesn't the fact that we're here speak for itself?
Just surviving won't be enough this time.
Oh, schwierig. Sabotage. Look at Takan.
We found that only a Takan can operate their technology to its fullest. So, unless we want to try to do this with one hand tied behind our backs, we're definitely going to need an assist from this portal guy.
I like that even less.
Like it or not, that's the truth.
Yes. Portal should be part of the away team. There's no question in my mind.
If this is the necessary course of action, I support it.
Oh ja, schwierig.
I will compile all the latest data on the tricorders, just in case.
In the meantime, I want you working on ways we can combat the Takan tech. Shields, weapons, anything we can use.
Yes, Captain.
Anything else, Ambassador?
I know this matter is in capable hands.
Hm.
The line as best you can. Help is on the way.
Thank you.
Das große Finale rückt näher.
have faith in all of you to meet this moment with the urgency it
Yep.
requires. I expect all of us to give it everything we've got. Thank you, Petty Officers Diaz and Edselar. You're dismissed.
While we have a quorum of senior staff, there is a procedural element we need to take care of. The Resolute command codes must be transferred to Captain Rydek for control of the ship.
Yep.
Of course.
Computer, transfer all command codes to Captain Jaro Rydek. Voice authorization Ermot, Echo 4 Lima.
Voice authorization Duval. Beta 2 Yankee.
Voice authorization Westbrook. Alpha 7 Tango.
Awaiting your authorization, Captain.
Charlie 5 X-Ray.
Voice authorization Rydek. Charlie 5 X-ray.
Captain's codes transferred. The updated command structure is incomplete. Please designate a new first officer.
Who is the new first officer?
Kann ich das delayen? Bitte lasse mich das delayen.
Please designate a new first officer.